Maine, on average, has the second highest residential electricity rates in the continental United States, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. Sure, Maine is rural, and that contributes to the cost. However, the biggest cause is that Democrats in Augusta have made terrible policy decisions and push an extreme climate agenda, and Mainers have paid the price. I'm Senator Matt Harrington of York County. I serve as the Assistant Senate Republican Leader, and I sit on the legislature's Energy Committee. Thank you for tuning in to this week's Republican Radio Address. Over the last several months, we've heard legislative Democrats talk about affordability. They claim they will work to lower electricity costs. Unfortunately for Maine people, this couldn't be further from the truth. Much of our state's high electricity costs are from an outrageous solar tax levied through Maine's solar subsidy scheme, better known as the Net Energy Billing Program. For years, legislative Republicans have called to scale back or completely eliminate these subsidies to lower costs for Maine ratepayers. Now, after years of refusing to roll back the solar tax, legislative Democrats are touting some reforms as part of their affordability agenda. So let's get this straight. After years of voting against Republican proposals to lower electricity costs for Mainers, legislative Democrats now want to take credit for modestly reforming the program that for years they've refused to acknowledge was problematic. That's rich. What's worse is that even with these reforms to the solar subsidy program, ratepayers are still on the hook for over $400 million annually in direct and indirect costs because of the solar tax program and other renewable energy requirements. That's $400 million ratepayers are paying because of 8 years of Democrat control in Augusta. And it's not just the Democrat solar policies that are driving up costs. Maine currently limits hydropower, which restricts the development of this affordable, clean energy source and drives up electricity costs statewide. Legislative Republicans have repeatedly introduced bills to allow more hydropower. Unfortunately, these proposals have been repeatedly shot down by Democrats. Why? Hydropower is cheap and renewable. However, lobbyists for the solar industry line the pockets of Democrat campaigns and lobby them intensively to maintain their monopoly on green energy. This is the fundamental difference between Republicans and Democrats on energy policy. Democrats put costly mandates, solar taxes, a progressive climate agenda, out-of-state developers, and special interest groups ahead of affordability. Republicans believe that energy policy should prioritize affordability. Maine families and small businesses deserve reliable energy at a price they can afford. Looking ahead to the next legislature, legislative Republicans will continue fighting to eliminate the solar tax, expand access to affordable hydropower, and pursue an all-of-the-above energy strategy that strengthens reliability and, most importantly, lowers electricity bills for Mainers. Maine cannot subsidize and mandate its way to affordable energy. Maine people have paid the price for Augusta's failed policies for far too long. If Democrats continue defending the policies that created this crisis, Republicans will continue holding them accountable and offering a better path forward. You deserve relief, and we will not stop fighting until you get it. Again, this is Assistant Senate Republican Leader Matt Harrington. Thank you for listening, and make sure to follow Maine Senate Republicans on Facebook, Instagram, and X.